Okay, welcome to Electrical Machine 1 lecture. In previous lecture, it was discussed that transformer on load. So our topic is transformer, two-winding transformer. And say lecture number 4. In previous lecture, uh, some points has been discussed. Very few just take the highlights of the lecture. We come to know some basic equation of the transformer is it is a E1 upon E2 is equal to N1 upon N2. It means that the voltage of any winding, it's depend upon the number of turns. More the number of turns, more will be the voltage. So let this is the number of turns is N1 and this number of turns is N2. The winding which is connected to the source, it is called as a primary winding, and the winding which is connected to the load, it is called as a secondary winding, or it may be a LV winding, HV winding. So the second very important point which we have discussed, that the voltage per turns, that is the E1 upon E2, E1 upon N1 is equal to E2 upon N2, and it is equal to root 2 pi F. Phi maximum is the magnitude of voltage per turns. So voltage per turns for the primary winding and voltage per turns for the secondary winding will remain same. This is a second important point. This is one and this is second. The third is that we come to know that V1 upon V2 is equal to I2 upon I1 is equal to N1 upon N2. And from this one, it is found that V1 I1 is equal to V2 I2. And if it is term divided by 1000, so it comes in kVA. So kVA V1 I1, it is a kVA of primary winding, and kVA of secondary winding is same. So whatever the kVA rating of the primary winding, the number of turns and all these things, if you calculate the current, the same way we can calculate the current in the secondary winding or voltage. So the kVA rating of primary winding and secondary winding will remain the same. Now, earlier it is assumed that the winding does not have resistance. There is no leakage reactance or leakage flux in the core. And next consideration is that the core does not have any type of losses, that is the iron losses and eddy current and hysteresis losses. But in practice, there is some resistance of the winding. Definitely all the flux which is produced by the primary winding, the flux produced by the primary winding does not link with the secondary winding. There is some leakage flux. And because of this leakage flux, leakage reactance comes into the picture. So practical transformer has resistance, so that is the copper losses. It has some eddy current and hysteresis loss, that is called as the iron losses, as well as some leakage reactance. So under when the transformer is loaded, it flows the secondary winding, and the number of turns, ampere turns of the primary winding is counterbalanced by the number of turns in the secondary winding. So these equations come, that is N2 into I2 is equal to I1 into N1. So the number of MMF in the primary winding and secondary winding, the magnitude is same and they are opposite to each other. The flux in the core is always the no load flux or flux created by the no load current. Now, the transformer is loaded under load condition. This is the vector diagram. For the vector diagram, V1 is the supply voltage. It produces the magnetic flux is phi, which is lagging by 90 degree. And the current needed to produce the magnetic flux is the IE. But this no load current has two components. One component in phase with the flux, which is responsible to produce the required magnetic flux in the core, and the core losses is supplied by the current is IW. So this is the IW and this is I mu. I mu is responsible to produce the required magnetic flux in the magnetic core or the core of the transformer. Isn't so? It has two components, and this is the no load power factor angle theta 0. Let the load on the transformer is connected. As soon as the load is connected, it draws the secondary current. So this is the current I2, which is indicated by the green color. It's the current I2. It is lagging less. The power factor of the load is lagging 1. So the current is lagging at an angle, say theta is the angle, power factor angle of the load. And this is the voltage V2. So the current can be reflect in the primary winding. So it is the referred current, which is N2 N1 multiplied by, so it can be written as I2 dash is equal to N1 upon N2 into I2. So from this equation, I1 is equal to I2 is equal to I2 dash is equal to I1 N1 upon N2. So it is a referred current dash value. So the total current drawn by its source is I1, which is the combination of I2 dash and IE. So it is a vector addition I1 current. So this is the total current. Now there is a resistance and reactance, leakage reactance and resistance of the primary winding. So resistance on the secondary winding, which is in phase with the current. So say suppose it is in phase with the current, and in quadrature there is a reactive drop. So addition of these two, it's a E2. So we can write as here the EMF induced in the secondary winding under no load condition is E2, but because of voltage drop across resistance and reactance, terminal voltage is smaller. So we can write as E2 is equal to V2, just Kirchhoff voltage law, V2 plus I2 into bracket R2 plus JX2. Or we can write as V2 is equal to, it is a vector addition, E2 minus I2 into bracket R2 plus JX2. So this is the voltage equation on the secondary side. Now, similarly, in the primary side, the voltage applied is V1. Some voltage is going to drop across the resistance R1. Some voltage is going to drop across a reactance X1 and voltage E1. So this is the current I1. So resistive drop in phase I1 into R1. In quadrature, there is a reactive drop I1 into X1. So the total voltage is V1. So we can write as V1 is equal to E1, voltage induced in the first primary winding, E1, which is referred E1 plus I1 into bracket R1 plus JX1. Okay, so here this is the voltage, Kirchhoff voltage law applied on the primary side. Minus E1 indicate that it is referred to the primary side. Basically, the EMF induced due to the flux is lagging by 90 degrees. So here E1 and E2 both are lagging by 90 degrees with respect to the flux. No doubt the magnitude of voltage is depend upon the number of turns in the primary winding and number of turns in the secondary winding. So this is the highlight of the previous 3 lectures are there. Now, in the this circuit, it comprises of resistance, reactance in the primary winding, resistance and reactance in the secondary winding. So can we replace this resistance and reactance, or that is a transfer into the primary side? Can we transfer into the primary side? Can we transfer the reactance into primary side? So it is transferring the resistance and reactance or parameters. It is only for calculation purpose. It is a linear transformation, and whenever there is a transformation, the power should be same, or the power should be invariant. The power loss, it means that the power loss due to the resistance R2, and current I2, same power is going to loss, or same power is going to occur when that resistance is referred to the primary side. Then we can say that the transformation is true, isn't it? So whatever the reactive drop, whatever the losses take place in the secondary, same losses is going to take place in the primary side when it is referred. Then it is called as a linear transformation, and it is used only for calculation purpose, simplicity in the calculation purposes. Okay, say for example, we will take the one example is that Again, we will draw the equivalent circuit. This is the resistance of the primary, reactance of the primary winding, and there is a number of turns is N1 of the this one. Okay, so current is I1, resistance R1, reactance X1, and number of turns is N1. So the secondary winding, no doubt there is a core. Secondary winding having resistance R2, reactance X2, and the secondary voltage is V2 and current is I2. Suppose there is a load is connected over there and number of turns is N. Okay. Now our aim to transfer the resistance and reactance, that is transferring the resistance and reactance either to the primary side or resistance X1, X2 refer to the secondary side. It is only for the calculation purposes. There is no physical change in the transformer. It is only for the our simplicity in the calculation. So our objective is that let the power loss due to the resistance R2 is equal to, here it is a I2 into R2, I2 square R2. This is the power loss in the resistance R2. Let the resistance R2 is referred to primary side, to primary winding. Okay, winding, let the value is R2. Now it is indicated that the R2 dash is the resistance when it is referred to the primary side. So what would be the current? Let the current is I2 dash. Let the current is I2 dash. So when the power is invariant, the true transformation was only when where I2 dash means the current or the say the current, or we can say that the current is remain as it is I1 instead of this one. Current is I1 in the primary side. Okay, so what it it's look like similar to this one. This is the resistance R1. This reactance resistance is R2 dash, which is referred to the primary side. Reactance is as it is X1, number of turns N1. Here reactance is X1 and number of turns N2, and only there is a reactance. Again, just remember, by transferring the resistance either from primary to the secondary and secondary to the primary, it does not mean there is a physical change in the transformer. It is only for our calculation purposes. So X2, here the resistance R2 dash is that. Now our objective is to calculate the value of resistance R2 dash in such a way that the power loss will remain same. So power loss in primary winding due to that resistance is say power loss due to resistance R2 dash in primary winding. Okay, in primary winding, which is equal to I1. This is the current in the primary side. This is the current in the primary side, I1. R2 dash should be equal to I2 square R2. Okay, it means that resistance R2 dash equal to I2 upon I1. Here it is again, it is a power loss in the this one, bracket square R2. Okay, so it means that what would be the value of resistance? The value of resistance R2 dash should be equal to I2 upon I1 bracket square R2 in such a way that the power is invariant. If the power is variant, means the power is going to change. The power loss here, suppose it is a 10 watt, and when it is transferred to here, it is a 5 watt. So we can say that the transformation is not true, it is wrong. So if the resistance R2 occurring power 10 watt, the same power should be occur when it is referred to the primary side. Okay, so it can be referred at. Now we have the equation. What is that equation? In the previous lecture, we found that N2 into I2 is equal to N1 into I1. That is, MMF of secondary winding should be equal to the MMF of primary winding. And it is, magnitude is equal, but it is in opposite. So I2 upon I1 is equal to N2 upon, sorry, it is N1 upon N2. Okay. So by this way, by this equation, by this relation, if you put the value of I2 upon I1 here, so R2 dash become equal to N1 upon N2 bracket square is equal to. So this is the resistance. It is referred from secondary winding to the primary winding, and it is indicated as R2 dash. Similarly, we can refer the reactance same way. We can refer the reactance as X2 dash equal to N1 upon N2 bracket square into X2. Now, when all the resistance and both the resistance and reactance, it is referred to the primary side, the equivalent reactance or the equation, our reactance, resistance and reactance become R1. R1 indicate that total equivalent resistance referred to the primary side. So equivalent resistance referred to primary winding. Okay, so R1 is equal to R1, it is the original value, plus R2 dash, which is equal to R1 plus N1 upon N2 bracket square R2. Similarly, reactance X1, it is the equivalent reactance referred to primary winding, and it is equal to X1 is equal to X1 plus N1 upon N2 bracket square X2. So in this case, it is possible to refer that resistance and reactance. So the circuit become, this is our primary resistance as it is, secondary resistance, referred, reactance, secondary reactance, and winding. So this is the resistance R1, R2 dash, X1, X2 dash, and this is the secondary winding. Now here, to do the calculation, it is become simple. The calculation becomes simple only. That's why we can refer. Now it is possible because the transformer is a bilateral. Either we can, if you supply from the secondary winding, it will give the voltage on the primary side. So we can say use that transformer at any side. Similar way, the same thing can be used to the secondary side. That is, the primary winding is as it is. Okay, here N1, whereas N2. Now resistance of primary winding, resistance of secondary winding, similarly the reactance of secondary winding, reactance of primary winding, all are referred to the secondary side. So it is R2 as it is, R1 dash, X2 and X1 dash. So in this way, it is opposite to that one. So resistance R1 dash, it is equal to N2, it is referred to the secondary side, N2 divided by N1 bracket square into R1, and R2 is equal to R2 means original value of R2 as it is plus referred value, that is R1 dash, which is equal to R2 plus N2 upon N1 into bracket square into R1. Okay. Similarly, reactance X1 dash is equal to N2 upon N1 bracket square into X1. Okay. And here X1, X2, that is total equivalent reactance referred to the secondary side, is equal to X2 plus N2 upon N1 bracket square. So in this way, it is possible to transfer the resistance from LV winding or secondary winding to the primary winding side, or primary winding parameter to the secondary winding side. Okay, so this is the simple transformation. Now, how to remember this? Again, we will take the example, one more example. From this, say for example, a transformer has a transformer secondary current. Transformer secondary current I2 is equal to say 4 ampere. Okay, and resistance R2 is equal to 1 ohm, simple 1 ohm. Whereas primary current I1 is equal to say 2 ampere. Okay, and we want to find the resistance R2 dash. What would be the value of R2 dash in such a way that it will give the same power loss. Okay, so in this case we can write as power loss is equal to I2 square R2, which is equal to I2 square, it is a 4 square multiplied by 1, so it is 16 watt. Okay, now if you look at this data, it means that here it is a primary winding, that it is a secondary winding. Okay, so the current is 2 ampere and here is the 4 ampere. Definitely it means that the ratio of this one will be, here the number of turns will be more and here the number of turns will be smaller. How it is? It is I1 N1 is equal to N2 I2. Okay, suppose let here the number of turns is 100. If I take here is the number of turns is 100. So what would be the value of number of turns here? So because it is a 2 ampere multiplied by N1 is equal to I2 is 100 multiplied by 4. So it is N1 is equal to say 400 divided by 2, it is a 200 turns. Okay, so here the number of turns is 200. This is the some data which we have taken as a simple for understanding purpose. Now our main objective is to understand the power loss in the resistance R2 when the current in the secondary winding is 4 ampere. Now what would be the resistance value? It is a R2 dash, which is equal to, from here we have taken R2 dash is equal to I2 upon I1 bracket square into R2, or we have taken R2 dash is equal to N1 upon N2 bracket square into R2. So what is that? Here N1 is equal to 200. Okay, N1 is equal to 200 and is it correct? 200 and here it is equal to let it be number of turns is more. Okay, something wrong. Is a 400. I2 is equal to 100 multiplied by 4. So something which where is the wrong? I2. Okay, we will take from this only current value. So it is referred to the primary side. It is 100 and one is 100. Okay, and one is 100 and n2 is 200 bracket square into r. Okay, so what would be the value of resistance, isn't it? Something here we'll put this one, it is I2 upon I1 only. Okay, so R2 dash is equal to, it is 4 ampere divided by 2 ampere bracket square n2 resistance value is 1 ohm. So what would be the value? It is 4 ohm. It is the 4 ohm. So resistance is 4 ohm over this. Okay. So what would be the power loss? Power loss when it is referred to the primary side. So power loss is equal to I1 square R2 dash, which is equal to 2 square multiplied by 4. So 4, it's a 16 watt. So we found that the power loss in this way, the power loss in the secondary winding resistance, when it is referred to the primary side, it will give the same loss. Okay. Now, one more thing which is very important to understand the referred value. We will understand with the help of LV winding and HV winding. So it become quite clear. Again, I will draw this equation. Say this is N1 is greater. N1 is greater than N2. So here it is called as a HV winding and it is called as a LV winding. Is it correct? Number of turns in the secondary winding is small. So the number of turns in the secondary winding is small. So it is a low voltage winding and it is a high voltage winding. Now, what is the value of resistance? So R1 is equal to R1 plus N1 upon N2, isn't it? Because we are referring the resistance to the primary side, square R2. Okay. So here the number of turns is N1 is greater. So this ratio is greater than 1 and hence we can say that when resistance of LV winding is referred to HV winding, then the value of referred resistance will increase. Yes or not? It is quite clear. For example, the number of turns is 200 and here the number of turns is 100 and value of resistance is 1 ohm. So R2 dash is equal to N1 upon N2 bracket square into R2, which is equal to 200 divided by 100 bracket square into 1 ohm. So it is a 4 ohm, isn't it? Let here is the 4 ohm resistance. Let here is the 4 ohm resistance and we want to refer in the secondary side, that is the LV side. So value of resistance R1 dash is equal to N2 upon N1 bracket square multiplied by R1. So it is a N2 is 100 divided by 200 bracket square into 4, which is equal to, so 1 divided by 4 multiplied by 4 is equal to 1. So it is quite clear that when any resistance which is referred from low voltage winding to high voltage winding, the value of resistance get increases. And similarly, when the resistance or reactance, when it is referred from high voltage winding to low voltage winding, the value get decreases. Why it is so? It is quite simple that when the number of turns is more, definitely the resistance will be more. As the number of turns get increases, the length of wire get increases, and the resistance of wire is directly proportional to length and inversely proportional to cross-sectional area. So in case of transformer where the number of turns is more, definitely the cross-sectional area is smaller. So here is the cross-sectional area is smaller because it is handling small current. Low voltage is high, current will be small. In the low voltage side, the current will be very high as compared to the primary winding. The thickness of the conductor is somewhat higher one to carry the large amount of current. Now it will get very much clear with the help of some example. It is quite interesting and simple also. Just remember that do not confuse in referring the value. When the resistance and reactance which is referred from low voltage winding to high voltage winding, its value should increase. So as the, if you know that concept is that the resistance get increases when referred to the high voltage side, that ratio N1 upon N2 or N2 upon N1, you can decide very well. When referring to the low voltage to high voltage, the ratio should be greater than 1. Therefore, the number of turns in the primary, number of turns should be in the denominator, and sorry, in the numerator will be more and denominator will be small. And when resistance and reactance which is transferred from or referred from a high voltage winding to the low voltage winding, the value should decrease. So the ratio should be less than 1. So here the ratio is less than 1. It is ratio is less than 1, and here the ratio is greater than 1. Okay. So by this way, we can transfer the resistance, and transferring the resistance is only for easy in calculation. There is no such say we can say that physical transformation in this in the transformer. So this can be used for the power loss. This can be used for the voltage transform. Say for example, we have a V1 upon V2 is equal to N1 upon N. Now I want to calculate the value of V2. So what is the V2? V2 is equal to V1 into bracket N2 upon N1. Okay. So we can calculate the value. Say for example here, number of turns is 200 and 100 and the voltage is 200 volt. Now I want to calculate the voltage is V2 is equal to how much? So what is the value? Here it is V2 upon V1 is equal to N2 upon N1. It's quite simple. So V2 is equal to V1 multiplied by N2 upon N1. So which is equal to 100 over 200 volt multiplied by the secondary number of turns is 100 divided by 200. So the voltage is 100. So by this way, with the help of N1 upon N2, that is called as a turns ratio. Here it is called as a turns ratio. So by use of turns ratio, either turns ratio should be equal to the ratio of voltage and ratio of current in the ideal condition. So I think for today, we will do some calculate some problems. So if you solve this problem, definitely it become very easy to. A single phase transformer having 180 turns and 90 turns respectively in its secondary and primary. Say a transformer is there, transformer having resistance, reactance, number of turns, and this winding is a primary winding. It is connected to the source, and whereas the secondary winding is connected to the load. Okay, so there is some load is there. Now, what are given here? The transformer is a single phase. There is a two winding transformer, has 180 and 90 turns respectively. It's secondary and primary. So here N2 is given as 180 turns, and whereas N1 is given as a 90 turns. So definitely it is a step up transformer, because the primary winding, it is connected to the less number of turns, and secondary winding is connected to the large number of turns. Definitely the voltage of secondary winding will be more. The respective resistance and respective resistances are 0.233 and 0.06. Calculate the primary, calculate the resistance referred to the primary side and referred to the secondary side, and total resistance. So here the resistance is given respectively. Here the resistance is respectively, the number of turns is given first. So the resistance of R1 is equal to 0.233 ohm, and the resistance this is R2, and R1 is equal to 0.06 ohm, 67 ohm. Now see here, less the number of turns, small will be the resistance. Large the number of turns, large will be the resistance. See, the resistance is directly proportional to, it is rho L upon A. If the length is increases, number of turns is increases, length increases, and hence the resistance. So resistance of high voltage winding should be more, and low voltage winding should be. Now what we have to do? We have to find the resistance R2 dash. We are going to find out the resistance R1 dash, and total resistance referred to any one side, say resistance in the primary side. So when it is referring to the primary side, what is that value? It is N1 upon N2 bracket square into R2. Our concept is that when the resistance of high voltage winding refer to the low voltage winding, its value should decrease. So now see here. So under such condition, we have to take the ratio N1 upon N2 in such a way that it is less than 1. So here it is equal to 90 divided by 180 bracket square into 0.233, which is equal to, so R2 dash is equal to 0.058 ohms. See here, the value of resistance R2 when it is referred to the low voltage winding, here primary winding is a low voltage winding because the number of turns is less. So it is, the number of turns is less, hence it is value get decreases. Similarly, R1 dash when it is referred to the high voltage winding, so it is N2 upon N1. The value should be greater, that value should be greater than 1 ratio. So it is 180 divided by 90. So ratio is greater than 1 multiplied by 0.067, and its value is 0.268. So here the resistance get increases. Now the current, here the resistance increases, here the resistance is. So it is referred to which side? It is R2 dash, means it is a R2 and it is a R1, refer to the low voltage winding. So refer to LV side. Here it is referred to HV side. Now either we can calculate to the refer to the resistance refer to the LV side. It is total resistance refer to LV side. So LV side resistance R1 plus R2 dash, which is equal to 0.067 plus resistance 0.058 equal to. So if that value is referred, so we get 0.125 ohms. Okay. Now if same resistance is referred to the secondary side, the resistance is 0.233 as it is, plus it is nothing but, okay, one equation, one more sentence for that one. So here it is R2 plus R1 dash, that is equal to R2 is 0.233 is the value, and referred resistance is 0.268, which is equal to, say, 1, then 0 and 5. So 0.5 ohm is the resistance. Now see, when the resistance, total resistance referred to the LV side, the value is smaller. And when the resistance is referred to the HV side, high voltage side, where the number of turns is more, the resistance value will be more. Okay. So in such condition, the power loss due to the transfer resistance will be seen. What is that concept? In the LV winding, the current will be higher. So I1 and say it is I2. Here the number of turns is more, so voltage is more. So current I1 is greater than I2. Less the number of turns means voltage is small, because we have a KVA rating, or simply VA. V1 I1 is equal to V2 I2. Let here the voltage is more. Definitely, to maintain the same KVA rating of the primary winding and secondary winding, the current get decreases. If the number of turns, or say if the current is more, definitely the voltage will be small. Then and then it is possible to have a equal KVA rating of the primary winding and secondary winding, because the transformer is a static device which transfer the power from one circuit to other circuit with different voltage level without changing the power and frequency. So power and frequency will remain same. If suppose the KVA rating of the transformer is 2 kVA of the primary, it will be 2 kVA of the secondary. Let here 2 kVA is a say it is a 230 volt is there, multiplied by 8 ampere. So here if it is a 150 volt is there, under such condition definitely the current will be 16 ampere. Then and then it is possible to have a equal one. So less the turns, less will be the voltage. Here the number of turns will be small, so current will be higher one. And here the number of turns will be more, voltage will be more, the current will be lower one. So lower current multiplied by higher resistance, the power loss will be same. Okay. So here I2 is smaller, square 0.5, it will give the same power loss. When I1 square is the current value will be say a higher one, multiplied by the low resistance as compared to the referred to the secondary side, it will give the same power. So the power loss will be same. Here the power loss in the primary and power loss in the secondary, because to the referred value is same. So this is called as a referred value. This type of referred value is going to use for calculation of losses as well as equivalent circuit of transformer and voltage regulation, either refer to the primary side, either refer to the secondary side. Okay. So this is somewhat